the Star Wars The Force Awakens panel. I know a lot of you oh, there's the graphic that proves I'm not lying. I'm not a liar. I know a lot of you guys waited a long time to be here. I mean, like, decades, really. And so I'm also here to tell you that you're not going to be disappointed. And I want you to know before we get into this really quickly, and it's not about me, but I just want you to know how special and how emotional this is for me. I am old enough to have seen Star Wars in the theater, which is... Why would you cheer that? It sucks to get older, but here we are. My dad took me, I stood on the seat, it completely changed my life and informed pretty much everything that came after. I know the experience is the same for you. So there's gonna be some amazing things that are gonna happen, and someday you will look back and get to, and your grandkids will be like, shut up, Grandpa, I was at the Force Awakens panel back in 15. And they'll be like, shut up. So I want you to really think about this and experience it and enjoy it as it's happening, okay? Because this is an experience that just this group of us will have for the rest of our lives. So, so with that, I would now like to introduce and bring out to the stage Kathleen Kennedy, a man by the name of J.J. Abrams, and Mr. Lawrence Kasdan.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, did you give them donuts?
The donuts and the coffee.
Donuts!
Thank you. I mean, I feel like they were gonna see the movie anyway, but that's very nice of you. I was on the fence, but he gave me donuts, so I guess I'll go see Star Wars. I want to start. Did you say we're good? All right. Kathleen, I want to start with you, and I want you to talk a little bit about how, I mean, you know, Star Wars is one of the things that helped usher in the Comic-Con age. So can you sort of talk about the fandom and the presence of Star Wars throughout the years?
Now, obviously, I think a lot of people out there know that Star Wars is 100% dependent on the fans in this room and all over the world since 1976. In fact, when the movie was ready to come out, it was really the fans that built the momentum around the release of New Hope. So we are right back in full circle, and we want to say thank you to all of you.
Yeah. So, just to give us a timeline, because we're still a handful of months out from being able to see this. Are you freaking out? Where are you in production? What point?
We're editing. We have a cut of the movie. We're in this extraordinary moment where we're doing fine tuning, and I say extraordinary because in this business, a lot of times there are release dates before there are scripts, and to have the time and to have Disney give us the time to do it right is not a small thing. And so we're working hard to make the movie more of what it wants to be.
Great. Mr. Kasdan?
Yes.
Welcome, by the way. I don't think you've been to a Comic-Con before, have you?
Thank you.
He's... Technically, you're our dad, in a weird sort of way.
Not native, no.
No. But can you talk a little bit about when you guys... I mean, first of all, yeah, I think you need to understand about JJ is that he really cares about this a lot. It's as important to him as it is to you and to me. And so I want to talk about the experience of you guys coming together, you bringing in Legacy Star Wars, and then JJ, you taking on the responsibility of meeting together and figuring out how to bring new characters into the universe.
Yeah, well, the guy that brought me in is the genius that brings us all here. It was George Lucas. Yeah. He was, absolute breakthrough monster genius, and none of us would be here if it weren't for him. And he called me and said, will you do this for me? And we started to do Empire Strikes Back, and then we did Return of the Jedi, and then 30 years passed, and those movies just like never went out of my life or my consciousness. And then a call came again and said, will you come back and meet these characters again 30 years later? So there wasn't even any disjunction between my life and this timeline. And when we got JJ to say he would do that, I went berserk. Because
In a bad way.
In a bad way. I thought he was the funniest, most talented, most perfect choice for this movie. And then he and I wound up spending a year walking around, writing, figuring it out, and it's been a total gas.
JJ, how do you push the fandom out of the way to focus on the work when you're working with Larry?
I mean, Star Wars is, like you said, it's something that is so deeply ingrained and so important to so many people. I asked my mom to make me a Jawa costume for my 13th Halloween, and I did the eyes, but she did the costume, and it was great. And I've been a fan since I was a little kid, and there is nothing normal about getting to write a movie with Lawrence Kasdan. There's nothing normal about getting to work with Kathleen Kennedy or to direct a Star Wars movie. I mean, I've sat down with John Williams to show him scenes from a Star Wars movie he hadn't seen yet, that I directed. There's nothing normal about any of what's been happening, including this moment. And by the way, you guys look awesome, and thank you for waiting so long to be here. It's really awesome.
I think one of the things that's so fun to watch is you really seeded out a lot of the stuff. I mean, you put stuff out on Instagram, and I know you made this great Omaze video, and when people started to see glimpses of what you were building, and they saw, holy crap, you actually built, like, these are practical effects. We're seeing like real things, which is astonishing these days.
Well, it's an important piece of this, and we talked about it a little bit, but we did this video for UNICEF through this group Omaze, and it was a really successful endeavor. We raised $5 million, thanks to your help, for UNICEF at Innovation Labs, and it's a big deal, so thank you for that. But when we first started shooting the movie, we did this video that went out where we were all in Abu Dhabi, and I was standing there, and there was a creature in the scene, and some people, there it is, and some people were saying, oh great, you made creatures, and other people thought, oh, it's a CG thing, and we wanted to show you it wasn't CG, and this is just one of many characters. So we actually brought this character we call Baba Joe as a nickname. So should we bring Baba Joe out?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely.
Let's see. All right, everyone cross their fingers. Cross your fingers. Here we go. All right, so this character, here he comes.
Amazing.
This character was built by Neil Scanlon and the Creature Department. Let's see if this works.
So,
Okay, yeah, Neil Scanlon. These guys have done an unbelievable job, as you can see. We're gonna hope that he does not fall off the stage here, so I'm just kind of looking
I'm
around.
keeping an eye on him, and I will give my life to save him.
Yeah, Baba Joe's a little slow, so we're just gonna give him a little.
So,
How's it going? Good to see you. Hi, how are you? Hello, how are you doing? Don't eat that, don't eat that. So, this is one of hundreds of creatures that they built for this film. And what's amazing is seeing the people who operate these things. And the real benefit of having creatures like this, you can see that character right there. There are 5 people who are operating that creature. And a lot of these creatures are background creatures. They're not even the main event. But what's so cool about them is it gives the actors who are in scenes things to actually deal with, interact with, play with, respond to. It also helps even things like light, the way light reflects on the set and on the characters. So it's a big deal. All these characters, these creatures you're seeing.
No, and it's amazing too, because even though we decided not to use CG, the robotic technology is really advanced, as you can see.
Well, yeah, I mean, and especially. Oh, he's gonna walk all the way back across. Please don't fall this time.
Yeah.
This is where it gets ugly.
But
This is not easy.
for anyone who grew up with the original Star Wars, and it was part of the charm of the movie was being able to see these characters look as though they had come to life. And I think CG certainly has its place, but seeing a practical effect, I mean, even seeing him wiggle his nose in that way, it does something emotionally that reminds us of the first time we saw
friends.
Star Wars.
And the friends.
And the little friends along the side.
And there you go. Uh-oh.
Okay. Oh, you
Oh,
resting?
dear God. I knew it.
All right. Excellent. And you said this was Neil Scanlon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Neil Scanlon and his team, the most amazing creature shot.
All right.
And there he goes.
All right, and there we go. Huge hand for Baba Joe. I mean, essentially, this is when you're working with these types of practical effects, it's basically just whatever limits your imagination has, right? I mean, you can say, we want to build this, I want to see this, I need to populate the world in this way.
Well, here's the thing. There's of course, at Star Wars, there's going to be a ton of visual effects. There will be CG. You can't avoid it. And the important thing for us was that we make this authentic, that we tell a story that allowed the actors to interact with and be on a set with as much authentic, real, tangible construction as possible. So sets, props, creatures, and it helped the entire process look and feel like it was actually on screen because it was.
So the way the panel's going to work a little bit is we're going to, oh nice, hey sure, give it up, come on.
Authenticity.
We're going to take questions sort of throughout the panel so that everyone can sort of focus a little bit. So let's go and take a couple questions for Larry and JJ and Kathleen. This first, hello. What's your name? I don't know. Yeah, I know it's Batman. Okay, that was a dumb question. Yeah. What's your real name? Batman. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. So, Mr. Batman, what is your question?
My question is for J.J. Abrams. And it is, what influences did you take, what amalgam of concepts did you draw upon to make this film? Whether it be the comics, video games, even other movies.
First of all, way to commit. That was amazing. I'm very proud that you got through that whole thing as Batman. JJ?
I couldn't really understand you. No.
But as soon as
I got it. We're good. First of all, awesome costume and great question. What I think, and Larry, you could answer this, as well. I mean, we tried to sit down and ask ourselves what feels right, and the only real mandate we had was what delights us. Doesn't mean it has to be fun all the time and sort of ever silly, but it means it has to be compelling. And obviously, we treated the films, 4, 5, and 6. Especially because those were things that for me were the films I grew up with. We treated those as canon. And by the way, that Larry wrote. It's insane to ask to be writing a Star Wars script with Larry Kasdan. It's like, what would Han say? Like, I'll tell you what Han would say. I wrote Han. I know what Han sounds like. That's a perfect impersonation of Larry Kasdan.
But when we were, obviously he can't do me at all. But we won't mention that. When we talked about the light, we were talking about as something as simple as the texture of a wall. The fact that a person casts a shadow, a creature casts a shadow as he comes through the room. That you can feel that those are real weapons and those are real stormtroopers back there. There was a happy moment. We were writing very fast, we were writing really hard, and in 1 month we were walking around Santa Monica figuring out the story, and just a couple months later we're sitting in the bay of a Star Destroyer with stormtroopers drilling in front of us, and still writing, of course. And it was all real. It was all real. And we said, well, we got that part right. We got that part right.
The answer was, Batman, that we wanted to tell a story that would make us feel, and that would be something that would feel like the continuum of the incredible story that George started.
The weirdest dream that I was in front of 7,000 people, and then Batman asked a question about Star Wars. Like, that's the strangest. That's my life. Thank you very much. What is your name?
Hello, my name is Lynette Grant, and this is a dream come true in so many ways. So great to be here.
Thank you, of course. What is your question?
This question is actually for JJ, and Star Wars is precious to me. I sat on the couch with my daddy when I was a little girl, and we watched Star Wars and Star Trek and Battle Beyond the Stars. It's a precious legacy, not only to me, but I'm pretty sure to a couple of people in this room. When you get such a heavy burden and you have this precious legacy, and you have to pay homage to that, to us and the fans. And then you've got this new generation that you're building and trying to bring this alive for them. How do you approach that?
No pressure.
No.
I think, honestly, I feel more pressure answering your question than I do. It's a great question. It really is. I watched Star Wars with my parents, too. It was very much... it meant very much to me what it means to so many of you. And I feel like the answer that I can give you, the only answer I can say is, because we love it and we care about it so much, our job is to not be blinded by that. Meaning, you can't just be a fan and then say, well, you're gonna make a movie because you're a fan. It's not enough. You gotta really say, what's the story? I mean, I will tell you from personal experience, when you're directing a scene on the Millennium Falcon, it doesn't make the scene good. Now, it's bitching that it's on the Millennium Falcon. Like, you want a scene on the Millennium, if I could make a suggestion, direct scenes on the Millennium Falcon, because it's hugely helpful. But it doesn't make the scene automatically good. So you have to ask, it's literally storytelling 101. What do the characters want? Who are they? What makes this interesting? What's unexpected? How do you make this, it has to be fun, it has to be scary. You know, it has to, the power of what's come before is so infectious and so deep that you have to harness it, but you can't be blinded by it. And it's a constant thing working, with Larry and with Kathy. We were always checks and balances saying, that's really cool, but what does it mean? Why are we doing this? And so I hope I'm answering your question by saying we worked as hard as we possibly could. And I can't wait to show you the movie.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay.
The movie as a standalone, or are they going to be with tie-ins, or are they going to be? Is it going to be a serious arc?
Well, I'll let Kathy answer that because Kathy is the one who oversees every possible thing at least.
Well, obviously with the saga films, which JJ is starting the first, which is The Force Awakens, 8 and 9 will be part of that saga, but we're also making anthology films, standalone movies. And Gareth Edwards actually starts shooting in about 3 weeks. So the first one will go into production very soon.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So, obviously, you had made a brief statement a handful of days ago to sort of let people know, we're not really ready to show footage yet. But is there anything that you could? I mean,
Yes. Now, here's the thing. The truth is, we aren't ready to show you scenes from the movie or a new trailer, and we really want to wait and do the trailer later in the fall. But we knew that this was too important coming to you who care about this and love this so much, and we wanted to bring something that was as unique and unexpected as we could. We put together a piece that you're going to see that we hoped would bring you into the process a little bit of what it was like to make this movie and get to see some of the people who are doing it. So we have that?
Yes, please. I saw this last night and I cried. All right. Yes, I know. Mike's already crying. All right, so let's see this footage, and I think you will be very happy. I mean, that is never before seen footage of behind the scenes of The Force Awakens. And also, I do want to point out there is a very special guest here in the audience. Peter Mayhew is out here. There he is. There's Peter over there by the microphone. This is my notebook. This is the notebook that I have. This is my notebook. My notebook. All right, so now we're gonna meet some of the cast, some of whom I know you guys got to talk to a little bit at Celebration, so let's bring them out. Playing Finn, John Boyega is here. Also Daisy Ridley. And as Poe Dameron, Oscar Isaac! Welcome. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, good. You have to bring out your own name cards now. Oh my god! Welcome! How are you guys doing?
So good, so good. It's good.
John, can you talk a little bit about you got to walk the floor a little bit.
Yeah.
And so, how is it being on both sides? Like, sort of pre-Star Wars now, Star Wars, does it feel any different being a fan?
I mean, let's just say this, it's really complicated buying a Black Series Star Wars figure out here. I can't get through the crowd, honestly. Thank you, JJ. But it's been awesome. I mean, we walked the floor, we got to meet you guys, we got to meet some fans by the Lucasfilm booth. And it was amazing fun. Oh, you were there? Hey, man.
But they didn't know they didn't know that was you, right? They didn't know that was you.
Oh, yeah. So, this is me walking through the Star Wars Celebration hall. Obviously, I was in disguise. I couldn't afford the rest of the costume, but, it still worked. And that guy totally didn't know that was me, by the way. He was just like, dude, why you had my saber? But we had a great time. Oh, that was you? Oh, that was you in the picture. Hey, man. How you doing?
Literally you?
Oh, hey. Hey, man.
It was so much funnier when we thought you didn't know.
Yeah, I thought you didn't know. Oh, you shook my hand. Well, yeah, guys, yeah, man. Thank you so much, man. I love you guys, honestly. That was a great experience. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah. Actually, the odds are pretty good that guy would be here. What am
I know, right? Yeah.
What are the odds a Star Wars fan would be at the Star Wars panel? Life's crazy.
What? Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate
It's
that.
very complicated.
Yeah.
It is. I know that guy just wants to have a conversation now. What are you doing later?
Hey, we'll talk later.
Want to get a taco? What do you want to do? Daisy, I want to talk about your... Daisy, yes, please. Let's talk about the physical demands that you've had this as compared to other stuff you've done. What was the training element like for you, and did it change you?
Firstly, we can't really compare it to other stuff we've done because I've not really done other stuff. It was like, I think going into acting, you always hope that physically you can change yourself as well as emotionally embody a character. So to be able to have like solid months of training, though difficult, was amazing. Like our incredible stunt team. Oh my God, I've never seen those pictures. Like the most incredible stunt team. Me and John got to work together a lot. And then, as you've seen in the teaser, we were running through 125-degree heat. And those explosions were real. I mean, John then had a harder...
I'd just like to thank J.J. Abrams for filming in Abu Dhabi in the desert and making me wear a stormtrooper outfit. Thank you, J.J. You're honestly understanding.
It's great for all the fans. It's great for all the fans because they're like, oh, he's really going there. He's really shooting it. The actor's like, can we just do like a green screen thing?
But yeah, it was amazing. And I think the look of it hopefully pays off. And hopefully my dress reveals my guns because I work hard for these.
Oscar Isaac, who's playing Poe Dameron.
Thank you.
So you said Poe was I believe the quote was best friggin' pilot in the galaxy.
Yes.
Were you given advice on your piloting? Did anything help you become a better pilot?
Well, yeah, as an excited, eager actor, I wanted to talk to Harrison about piloting and about how should I do it? Is there any special things that I should do? And just how do you work with the controls? And he said, it's fake. And also it's in space, so it doesn't really, the same stuff doesn't apply. And I said, got it, I can do that. But you know, I think really it was taking on, you know, the character of Poe. He takes on that legacy, not only of Han, but of Luke, of being these heroic pilots. Because if you think about it, these characters, they lived those stories that we all grew up with. They grew up at the same time as those stories, you know? I mean, Poe was probably, he was there watching on Yavin, you know, when the medal ceremony was happening, thinking, I want to be that. I want to be a hero, and I want to take up that mantle. And I think that's what he does, you know? He even sometimes recklessly so. But yeah, so really connecting it to that old world, it was special.
Great. Well, I want to give some of the fans opportunity to ask you guys some questions. So let's go into the audience. Ask a couple questions. Here they come, bounding up to the. Hello.
Hello there.
What is your name?
My name is Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
I'm Corinne.
Hello. What's your question?
This question is for JJ. What we really like about your Star Trek films is the diversity of the cast.
We would like to know, do you plan on having any Asian characters join the cast in any upcoming Star Wars films?
First of all, I want to say, go Asians. I think the whole room feels that way. Here's the thing, I'm not casting the movies that are coming up, but if I were to, I would cast them as only Asian. But I think you'll be happy to see when you see this film, there are Asians in this film. So I was involved in the casting of this movie, and but you know, honestly, the truth is we didn't write the character of Finn to be, you know, any color. We didn't write the character of Rey to be any color. We just cast this movie knowing that it was important that we wanted the movie to look the way the world looks, and I think it's important that people see themselves represented in film. I think it's not a small thing. So I completely understand and think your question is hugely important, and it was a big consideration. But I'm really proud of the cast we ended up with. Literally, these actors are extraordinary. And when you're working as long as hard as we all have on this movie, and you're in editing, and you see the choices you have in terms of performances and take to take, I could not be more grateful to all you guys for the work that you did. So thanks for your question.
And I will add to that, I'll speak around the corner here and add to that there is every intention to carry on exactly what JJ's talking about in all the Star Wars movies that we're going to make.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Protect your question? Yes, sir.
Hi, Chris. My name is Monty Goulet. My question is for JJ. JJ, when you did the previous unreleased IPs such as Lost and Fringe, you did a lot of transmedia, and now you're doing transmedia for Star Wars, one of the biggest IPs ever with a big, expansive universe. Is there anything you would do to take away from Star Wars when you build a new IP again in the future?
Don't answer that.
What Kathy doesn't want me to say, no, this is what I think, I'm interested that you use the term IP so frequently. But I will say this, I don't think of Star Wars as, I don't even know how to answer that question. I appreciate it, but the answer I could give you is, this is a story, and these are characters that we love, and so none of us, I think, are thinking about it from the outside in like that. And it's weird because you come to something like this and you want to make everyone happy and you want to show something that makes everyone excited. But the truth is, we're just working really hard to make a movie and tell a story. And when things come up that we know we need to do to sell it and market it, we want that to be as authentic as the piece itself. So I'm not quite sure what the strategy would be, but I know that if we thought of it as an IP, I think it would end up being a very different film.